We start making readers, controllers, very small all-in-one devices. This is RFID, reader, controller, cloud system. It supports NFC, Bluetooth, different frequency for RFID cards. You're talking about like hundreds of $1,000s. More expensive, millions. Are they ready to pay for it? With better funds, you can do things faster. Any great idea will be or copied or will be too late, or somebody else will come up with the same. Research and finances. We started ourselves, we done MVP, we tested that it works, we put our own money in manufacturing, own money in development, everything ourselves. Imagine, you have idea of a product that nobody has and nobody wants to talk to you. That's a story. Time is the most expensive here. We have hardware portion, we have firmware, we have most back-end, front-end cloud. We started a successful business.
Hello, security people! Welcome to our Pipl Systems podcast, where we talk with leaders, founders of security systems companies, and mostly we talk about business, about management, about marketing, about sales, about everything, how to make our business more successful in security industry, of course. And today we have amazing guest for our channel, for our podcast. It's Andrei. He's my friend and also he's co-founder of hardware startup in security industry. It's access control system, but I think Andrei will talk more about this. But the main idea for me for this video is that everyone, I think a lot of people in our industry has a lot of ideas how to make this industry better, using different some new solutions. That's why for me it's interesting to ask Andrei, because he's doing this and all these steps, what they have, all the challenges, because I think it's very common for everyone who is doing this business in this market. Andrei, hello.
Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel. It's always fun to be here and talk about interesting things. Please guide my conversation because I can talk forever about stuff that we love. Okay. We make wireless-wiegand access control systems and a lot of hardware thingies.
Yeah, that's why maybe we can start from the first question. Please tell me about your company, name, about again your experience in this industry and how you decide to open this company.
LumiRing Inc. We actually manufacture from scratch access control systems. And we have quite a bit of focus into wireless technologies like wireless-wiegand to extend the reach of the different technologies there. I've been in the industry for a while, started from IT and end up being in security a lot because it's a crossroad. Especially some time ago when IP cameras were just showing up. That was the time when it was amazing to be there. Networks were not able to do things, nobody understood how it works. Also, security has reached into the installers and the property managers, and it's a serious crossroad of everything. And on the hardware point, it's also very similar to that because there is the actual hardware, there is a firmware, there is a cloud software, there's also software on the phone. All that supposed to work together.
Okay, and but can you maybe explain me about your company? Because again, it's interesting for me because even I don't know all these details. But what now situation of your company? Because you still startup, yes. Right? And how long your company on the market and what's now the status? You how you sell your products? So you have everything already created. So your product ready for North American market, or still you update something and maybe a bit more about the main product of your company, so people will understand what's the unique feature you have in these solutions.
Sure. So with the products, it took a while to go through different iterations, though we have already ready product for North American market and we have it in stock and we're already selling it here. As you understand that any creation, especially from scratch, takes time. There are many iterations, there are a lot of different tests that have been done, MVP stage, then the field tests, then you go back to engineering board, redo things, get more feedback. there are always the ideas, somebody's coming, I'm gonna have an ideal product, I'm gonna know everything that people need. Most likely, it's not true, because you think that's what they need, even if you do a lot of different type of marketing research, information, anything you do. But in reality, physical world is much more difficult than many imagine, and the idea that starts one way may end up being completely different. So for us, we start making readers, controllers, very small all-in-one devices.
Thank you.
This is RFID reader, controller, cloud system. It supports NFC, Bluetooth, different frequency for RFID cards, key fobs, all that stuff, all in one. We started with that, but also our customers were asking, can you get that to work on a distance? So we made it wireless, and also Ethernet. Can you make it work further? But wireless doesn't work. Wi-Fi has a limitation because of the frequency. So we made a different device that we call now wireless-wiegand that can extend the distance to, like you're talking miles and miles, or many hundred meters through the buildings. So we made that for our devices, but then we found that people have a lot of ideas how it can be used for other industries and for this industry, but for other devices with other manufacturers. So we end up making wireless-wiegand for that, and a separate product, and this is our leader right now. And this is 6th generation. Imagine how many steps you have to go. Unfortunately, with me, I don't have all these boxes, but there we can have full table like this of different devices.
Yes, and so now you explain me in general, like, right, so what you have and what the stages you did. And so we will talk maybe about the products, about like how it's, and maybe what unique things in these products for market. But now can you explain maybe in general, but the more details about every stage, every step, maybe which even other creators will have when they have some idea. Because now you see we see in the market a lot of like successful startups, like even like we have Ajax systems, like we have, I saw interview with founder of Verkada, how they created like 8, maybe 5 years ago startup, and now the cost of this company like $4 and $5 billion. And I think a lot of people in the industry, they think, they see this and they have some, again, own ideas, what they can do. I think most of us, they have a lot of ideas. Okay, we need to do this, we need to do this. Maybe I will need to find investor, maybe I need to do MVP, maybe so. And then, so like, can you explain what they need to like, maybe how they can prepare for what steps to understand what's the price of this when you really like become founder and creator of something new solution. And for me, honestly, like hardware with software is so complicated. It's so a lot of processes inside. And I can imagine how many even your own like money or like some money, not your own, maybe from investors, you need to invest to create only MVP, which will really work, right? So can you explain more about this with some, with details that it's like, it's for sure people will have the same maybe challenges, and maybe they can do the same mistakes what you did. So like to prepare the people. That's why it's the main idea of this video.
Yes, it's a loaded question. There are many details there. So when you start with idea.
And when you created this first MVP,
this is also not the first one. We originally had the standalone device. Then we made it a cloud version, mostly peer-to-peer, that had a software on the phone that was a controller, and actually you would be able to control. And this device is still out on the market, but that was not scalable, so we went to full cloud.
So when it was like?
So you're talking about more than 5 years ago.
5 years ago, okay. And the idea was like near the same time. How it was like fast from idea to the first product?
Nothing is fast. It's you can have awesome idea, but the first thing with idea you need to kind of validate it. And validation, it's a great term, but how would you do this? Do market research and see what people want. You may know yourself as an engineer or working in some company that thing is really needed and people would buy.
Because we're believers, right?
You believe and somebody told you and you see that it's actually needed there. It's awesome thing, right? Like that was if we're gonna make small all-in-one access control system that will be affordable and people can use and you can open it through the phone. Nobody had it over the phone, so we made it, right?
It was 2020.
So yeah, those times, so it works, it's awesome. Though, there are always, how, are they ready to pay for it? How are we gonna get to the market?
And what price
Price, right? Because price is a killer, where it's a different markets. Also, the world is huge. Are we talking about US or talking about other parts of the world? And the price can be for the same product, generally better to be different, but it's also bad to do because people start doing different schemes with their products. Also, there are a lot of ideas can be stolen, ideas can be copied. There are millions of things that are around there. So talking about making hardware, software, firmware, and software on the phone combination is one of the hardest. I don't know what else is harder there. This is close to rocket science. But you can make something simple. If this is a simple product, you push a button, lights blinks and make sounds, awesome. I think you can do it quite quick. You can do prototype. You can try it in some test market, launch an online campaign, and that's it. That product, yes. But talking about money, even to get that product, you're talking about hundreds of $1,000s. Because
investments.
Yes. Making product is one story, just MVP. But how are you going to market it? Where? Are you going to have some materials? Product consists of many things. There is a thingy. There is a documentation for it. There is a marketing material, promotional videos, anywhere else. Then you have a channel. How you gonna sell it? Directly on Amazon or any platform? These things, access control, will not sell on Amazon well because only inexpensive, let's say, gonna go there. And it's very specific market. So the product's supposed to be for wider audience. More simple, easy to understand. It should be down to almost nothing. So the lock on a door that might sell there or in Home Depot stores, okay, awesome, but Home Depot stores, to get into Home Depot, you cannot really be a startup and get there. So that's a channel. Also, legal, financial, there are tons of other things that also you're supposed to have a company. So yes, simple product is 100K. More expensive, millions. So more difficult product.
So we're talking about millions of dollars.
Yeah, with millions you can do things.
Yeah.
Before that, very tough.
Okay, and so if we will go back to creation, right? So from idea. So can you explain this out now every step, slowly with details for every step? For example, from after idea. So what for such product people will do?
So there's an idea stage with what are the features and what the market and who's going to buy all that things, and the financial part.
Mostly, I think with our audience, I think we're talking about some B2B security industry. Maybe there are channels like manufacturer, distribution, installers.
There are not too many channels, right?
Yes, and so maybe something similar. So how do hardware with software? So
this type of system most likely will not gonna go directly to the customers, and it will go
understand this,
right. It will gonna go through the distribution channel or so directly to the installers.
Okay, but we will back from idea. So we have idea. Do we need to do marketing research?
Definitely, as much as you can. Try to get as much information before, but no paralysis of analysis either.
Okay, because do you see that you did some mistakes because
yes, on every step.
Because you didn't do marketing research, or you did?
No, we knew, because I am from industry, I understand these things. We knew we had people liking it, we had people wanting it, buying it. It's all fine. Though, also, one story is marketing research and knowing this. Another way, how are you going to finance this? Because we are self-funded. And I would not recommend doing this. It's okay only for a beginning or a smaller type of system. With better funds, you can do things faster. Here is also speed of development. Any great idea will be or copied or will be too late, or somebody else will come up with the same. So when we made wireless-wiegand, we just made it for our devices, right? Then we made it a separate product, and we found that there is another company doing similar things. It's actually, for us, it was great, because if we were the only ones, the first ones, is there a market?
Of course.
In general, like realistically.
So here's the idea that when you think about some idea, right, and you see, oh, it's like I will be like only one on the market, it's something super genius idea.
Suspicious.
But if it's nothing similar on the market, maybe because it's like no one needs
Nobody
this.
will pay for it.
Right.
They need it, but are they gonna pay?
Even maybe they will say, it's interesting, I need this, but they maybe not ready to pay this. And that's why this business
Exactly.
not exist.
Are there they who are gonna pay, and how you gonna reach those they? Right. That's very important. But that's part of the research. Also the way how you gonna finance and do this, because this is expensive endeavor. Really expensive. It takes a lot of life, dedication.
Okay.
Your team should be living in it.
Okay.
You won't get anywhere if you're not. Some people try to do, I'm gonna have a job, I'm gonna do this in the background, if it's gonna start like this. Yes, that thing with 3 buttons that make sound will do this.
But for real, like startup, which can be like billions dollars company, it's impossible, you see, right? Okay, let's again, I need to understand if I have some idea, like, so I have some already MVP, I created this.
Wow.
Like, or it's like even in MVP, it's a lot of steps.
Yes.
So can you give like some tutorial for me?
Wow.
So like
research and finances. Even to do proper market research, it's quite involving and expensive properly, right? To find these things. And where and which point you think to get it funded more, because you can start things yourself and come up with some MVP and then go sell and pitch it to investors, friends and family. The first things that people get to personal funds, friends and family, then gets to different type of angel investors. There are some accelerators, there are many of them, and they're different incubators, different state programs. There are a lot of things, but they are kind of disorganized. In different industries, in different cities, in different areas, they are better. Like San Francisco area, you know, just like Silicon Valley is very well known for it. LA is getting better. New York has more. We're from city of Buffalo. There are now way more things happening. Before there were almost nothing. So the way how you're gonna get funds and also help of different mentors to get you through, because I don't think there is even one person that can do everything and know everything.
Can you tell like your experience? It's like not about like so people.
We made it the hardest way.
Okay, give me this example, please.
We started ourselves. We done MVP. We tested that it works. We put our own money in manufacturing, own money in development. Everything ourselves. Even the like we didn't OEM anything. These things are made, even plastic. It's our own cast. It's all ours because we're engineers and we think we know better than everybody else. That's also it's a good thing and bad. Because like engineering is great, but other things needs to be there. So your team's supposed to have different type of competencies from the beginning. If you're also an engineer, get some financial guy and get some kind of salesy guy that will be able to push it through. Because sales, you know, good sales guys cost a lot. And if you can get such person in your team as one of the partners in the beginning, wow, this is awesome.
And in your case?
In your case, we've been mostly engineers. I'm more salesy guy, but I'm engineer.
Okay. So it's like very like common in our industry when they like most of sales guys they like engineers. Yeah, they change their hat and
right. But there are some sales guys that are not engineers, and when you do development, you spend a lot of time on this and tripping your no touch button that gets connected through wireless-wiegand to controllers that lying somewhere down there. on a long distance. So changing heads, doing multitasking, and as you know, multitasking is a great myth.
Yes.
If you're a really great engineer into that, you are focused on this. Who is going to be focusing on getting funds and promoting this thing, and at which moment you're going to get to the market. So there are different blueprints you can find in these accelerator programs, and they are great. I think that as one of the mistakes.
But you didn't do this,
no,
right?
we should have done it. That would make it faster.
Okay.
Our biggest issue that it was taking long to make things.
So your advice for people who has some ideas about this stage, so it's like they need to go to like incubators?
Incubator accelerators try to pitch to other people and investors, and this is the indicator. Because if they're gonna buy it and work with you, don't even give money, but start work with you.
So spend time on you, right?
Spend time on you. This is money. This is golden, because they're gonna ask you a million questions I never thought about, and also there is interest. That thing, it's like you selling. It's already selling there, because that, I think, the most important. Plus, these people will be able to give you free advice, even angel investors. Though it's tough, it's rough, it's going to be really bad. Like questions you never thought about, really attitudes, anything. But as in this case, inventor, investor, partner, supposed to have alligator skin. Doesn't matter. These guys don't like it. Go further. There are going to be people interested, but if you can't find them for a while, it's another indication. Imagine you have idea of a product that nobody has, and nobody wants to talk to you.
Yeah, and but for example, for me, when I'm thinking about some product like yours, I think, okay, if I have idea, maybe I can go directly to existing security manufacturer and give him this idea and like ask him. I don't know. Again, it will be like about job, or it will be like partnership. It's do you know
Who are you going to talk?
Like
there?
Manufacturers? Yeah. Again, who is like with owners or with some chief of some department, right?
Of chiefs?
Yeah, or chiefs of the chiefs. And because for me, it's I think maybe easiest way when you have some idea to go to directly like. To existing manufacturer and give him this idea, and say, "Hey, guy, take me your part. Like, make me."
They would like to hire you, most likely.
My partner, like, yes.
They would like to hire you, most likely, yes.
Yeah.
If you get the right people, if you get the proper business development directions in the company, whatever that function, whoever has it, that you may find the way to get partnership. But most of the time, it's almost impossible. These are huge corporations. They're doing their things. They are acquiring other companies. But normally, they acquire companies that they see, and you have invention, something that is not even there. So when you have MVP, it's already better time to come to them. But when you have MVP, you already spend a lot of time and money in it.
And again, they like everyone.
This is not
everyone is afraid that like, oh, it's like if I will go there, so maybe they will steal my idea, right?
There are some companies that they will do, but again, there are some NDAs you can try to get into, and also you already have it developed. You can cover things. There are some patents you can do, but that's another conversation. Everybody thinks that the patent is going to protect you. No.
That's why I see, because sometimes I receive some like text messages in LinkedIn mostly from like colleagues from the industry, and so they like send me some ideas, some presentations, but like they talking that like, oh, it's super, I have some idea and I want to create something, and maybe you can think who can be interested in this.
This is a way to find some investors.
Yeah, and that's why that one of them that like he told me that he in touch with some few security manufacturers about these products. So for me, it's maybe logical. So you will have maybe the best feedback. Right, because the like security manufacturer.
Are you going to get feedback or are you going to get none? Try it, yes. But also you should have a backup plan. What you're going to do there? What if they definitely look at this idea? Oh, we'll do it ourselves. Like when we start doing access control, actually, there were way less different companies. There are now many companies there, including Mercado you mentioned, that just like started not just an access control, but access control was mostly archaic, old. There were no apps. There was nothing in the cloud. Like we had it all, but we've been going slowly. So here's the.
So you your idea was very fresh, was very new.
It was too new.
Too new.
Not too new. It was. But the idea was untimely.
But now you see on the market too much competitors already existed because they run faster.
Yes.
Okay.
They had more funds.
Okay.
So and like we have awesome team, great people. Though it takes time to make things. That's a story. Time is the most expensive here. There is the idea you can get some kind of MVP or make presentation. Go get money. Go get people who are gonna help you. Go get some partners that can be in your team and helping you because there are millions of those things that needs to be done. Like even legal portion. What about all the insurance and legality and things can happen? What about intellectual property? How are we going to protect it? You're going to protect it through different type of legal portion, or you're going to be just doing fast? We decided we're going to go fast. We'll make another thing. We'll make another thing. We'll make another thing. This first of design of these things been stolen, and some companies in will not say which country start making very similar devices, 2 times bigger and 10 times more dumb. Didn't really damage us. So we got the idea and made it so much harder to duplicate. Also, any hardware can be copied, but the firmware actually takes more. And it's combination. It's a synergy inside the system. Hardware works with the firmware. Firmware works with the cloud backend. Backend works with the front end. And also there is a connectivity with the app. So if somebody wants to steal, they can copy your awesome hardware and make it 2 times bigger and ugly, but now they have to write all this fun code, and that takes longer. And there are more issues in that normally, because I believe that with hardware it's easier to test and tune that. I mean, there are less variations, plus also after we made it, it's already installed. You cannot change things. So you have to envision what else can be done. So in the beginning, when we made our readers controllers, we added more features to that. We already had ability from our reader to control locks and other things right away. We had it there. So we envisioned that in the hardware before. Though the firmware, software, everything were supposed to catch up with our hardware to enable these features. And then when you start rolling this after to some clients come with some ideas that we never thought about, like wireless-wiegand, some other implementations. We have our systems used in manufacturing, production, automation, and they never thought about that. Wireless-wiegand end up being used in elevators, because in elevator you have the travel cables that get broken, or you need to add access control. How are you going to do this? Just normal elevator in the simple building, the travel cable can run, I don't know, 20, 30, 50K. With all the project and the permits. Imagine that compared to $700 device. No-brainer, right? But again, we never thought about this. Some people start using it.
So customers helped you to create this product?
If you can reach them, you can get trials, start building use cases and work with them, because they are different type of customers. When you have a connection and you find this same person that love different things, this is awesome. Those type of connections, and we love working with these customers because we actually build these systems based on what our customers wanted, and that's how they 6th generation. There've been lots of trials and errors. This thing is amazing now. It goes through distances, penetrate walls, ceilings, you name it. Can go through concrete to the parking lots. How are we gonna? If you need to add another gate or the garage door in a parking, how are we going to do this? You have to drill, you have to get something, or get controller down there. Some people don't want to do this, so with our system you can do that.
So is it right that this product, wireless-wiegand, can have more potential than even your main first product?
Yes.
Like access control system?
They are kind of in parallel, because access control system means that somebody will put our access control from scratch or convert from something else, though there most likely was already some type of system there. Our reader can be used with anything, and they're quite unique because we have you can use our reader with a mobile credential through our reader, and that will be working with any other system. But in general, access control it's sticky. After somebody install it, it stays there for a long time. But it means that if there's some other system, most likely they won't be converting to ours. But wireless-wiegand can work with any access control system. It's not just working with wiegand, it works with OSDP and many other protocol, and it has use cases for automation. If you need one button here to triple relay somewhere there, here's a solution. You don't need to pull that cable. It has bunch of relays, bunch of input, outputs, a RES-485 protocol, so we can run more other things. And that protocol signaling works in automation, industrial. There are many more uses, HVAC, for example. And relays, remote gates, you just name it. There are many things that can be used there. So that has a more potential to wider number of industries.
Mm-hmm. So not only for security. And
yes.
I know, did you do some research, like how big this market, like in revenue, like?
Actually, nobody can say how big this market, because they are segmented. Mm-hmm. There is a access control and, let's say, installations for remote gates, historical buildings. Somebody never thought about we need to gate there, different conversion projects, retrofits. That's where we go. And also there is the market for HVAC and smart home, smart buildings. Mm-hmm. Also elevators is quite specific construction industry. They have their own needs. Each of them are kind of like vertical, and some of them are bigger than others. Access control quite big, but that's unique type of solution for that. With elevators also, but there are elevators in the construction. Imagine when they just start building, they just put elevators that's like hardly working there. There is no access control, most of them. There is a key, they break it all the time. They dig through cable, so there are a lot of views. But now, how are we going to reach that market? This is the most fun.
It's again about sales.
Sales, you're right, and sales in that industry. And,
because even we see in security industry, right? It's like some super some niche, right, industry, and like it's where everyone knows everyone, and like it's a relationship.
Exactly.
And I think in other industries is the same, right?
Absolutely.
So you need you need to hire some guy who already some superstar inside this
Imagine
industry.
hiring superstar salesperson from some industry.
You need to have good investors.
Yes. Or in the beginning, if that person can be your partner or investor.
It's like smart money, right?
Smart money, right. The smartest money you can get. Salesperson in your team as a partner, but you would have to listen to him. You would have to do things that actually he wants, not you, engineering head.
Like
wants.
your ambitions, right?
Good salesperson will have way more ambitions than others.
And because we jump to these questions about like sales, about investors, but what about your people, like about the team, right? About the creation of the product, because again, in my head, when I speak with people about some startups, they think when they don't have experience, mm-hmm. they think, okay, maybe I need 1, 2, 3 guys. Maybe I can do everything by myself. But then, of course, like it's like they're growing with every step. Like the team has become bigger. And how it was in your experience? And maybe can you tell, for example, what's the main departments, if you can, we can say.
We started as engineers, so mm-hmm. we're all engineers with a little bit different type of competencies there. There is hardware, there is software, like a more salesy portion, a little bit more with finances, but all mostly from the technical standpoint. Mm-hmm. And that worked really well. We were able to make really cool products and very we've been ahead of the curve that time, right? Though the investment portion, we were doing it ourselves, so it was slower. That's why for any kind of team, that's what I right away advise. Make sure you have the investment portion, salesy guys, and engineering. And engineering, it can be very, hardware portion, firmware portion, software, security, testing, QA. Very often I see some startups, they have great things, great ideas, but who is going to test this? The same people who created it? No. And you have 1.5 person that making the whole software firmware altogether. It won't be tested well. You're gonna test it on your customers. Oh, it's gonna be fun. What type of feedback do you want to get about the new features or about stuff that doesn't work? And every line of code you add to your system adds more complications. So your QA testing team supposed to be there, and it end up being quite large.
Can you now tell how many departments now you have in your team when with all this experience?
We have hardware portion, we have firmware, we have most back-end, front-end cloud. There is also the apps, phone, and that domain.
So
and
it's,
QA.
it's like so separate teams works with
Yes.
every this solution.
Yeah, it's again, it's there are things that are combined, but there should be functions.
The core different,
Right, because there are different ways you can structure it, but you can have a kind of a matrix organization. There are some competencies that are shared, but not too much. Because when you do in firmware, it's awesome if you're doing just that, but firmware works with the cloud server. There is a protocol that's running in between. Also may work directly with the software or through some other ways, but it's all intertwined, it's all interconnected. And definitely firmware runs on the hardware, and hardware is supposed to have these inputs, outputs, capabilities. And then when you start developing more, you find out, oh, we're reaching limitations of the hardware.
Yes.
So hardware team is looking ahead and building more. And it's like all together. Very, very interesting, and I think you see that I love this thing, but it's also.
I see you were involved.
It takes your life. You live in this. And
So it's for every creators, right? So you need to understand that on your prices, like you need to invest not only your time, sometimes all your money, but also like all your
you
life.
invest your soul in this.
Okay, so
You sell it.
So from one side, it's your soul with everything. From another side, let's talk about some about money, about profit, about revenue, about cash. Like how you see in this market and with this like ideas to create your own security solutions. When you can say yes, I have successful business, and can you say that Lumaring is already successful, or you on your way?
Surely we are. We started a successful business.
But no, like in what stage you can understand? Okay, because for me it's always okay. I have some revenue, maybe I have some profit. This profit cover my expenses for like this month. But I already invested, like you said, minimum few $100,000.
Yeah, for the first thing is.
Or even for some companies, few like millions or even $10 million. So I need to take back this money, right? So for
recoup the previous investments.
how it works, like
Majority of these type of companies, they run for a while without the actual profits. And if you look and a lot of IT and technology companies, they run forever almost like this. It's all about future potential. But when you're self-funded, you cannot continue that.
of course,
So
because everything has some limit.
Exactly, and if you put all your time and money into this thing, you're supposed to generate things. So for that type of approach pushes you to become profitable much sooner. And for potential later investments, people like it also, right? If you manage to get there. But to believe that in the first year you will become profitable with this type of business, I think it's not a good idea to start.
And for people who think to create something like your products, what they need to like understand, how many years they can be ready like to invest own or investors money, minimum few years.
There is no minimum maximum.
No, like
right.
Again,
but if you
your
invest,
vision, because I'm sure that you analyze the market, you analyze a lot of startups. I know that you spend some time in some events with
always
for our
you must
industry.
Be there.
Yeah, it's not only for our industry, but when you see when you understand that, like, okay, every company in security industry who starts do something like start to receive some first money and first profits like after 2-3 years. Of course, you understand that you will do the same minimum, right?
You can get sales way sooner. You can even, there's a way to go through the different online platform like Kickstarter and start getting money before. You can get pre-orders if you can do this. But generally,
but for our solutions,
it's not for our solutions.
Kickstarter is not the best.
Exactly, it's not for general public. So you're supposed to have things to sell, right? In order to get money, there is something there. And when you have things, you already went through a bunch of stages. You done MVP at least. You tested it a little bit, and you created a product. But now you need to physically make it, and you have to manufacture it. You're supposed to have a physical product, you're supposed to have support documentation, marketing, all those things together. Then you can start selling it through some channels that you choose, even if you go directly, let's say, to integrators that you know. So that takes time and money. To get there, I don't think it's possible to do less than a year or so, at least. This is, and making a year from nothing to existing product and some stock, wow, you are really fast.
And I think it's not a lot of people can do this, like using their own money, like to live a few years and invest in own business without any salary, right? So like, and when you have team, so
you have team, you have
course,
to expenses, you have to feed everybody, you have to keep it all running, and there's a lot of dedication, and you're just jumping into this thing. Also, there is a way to do it in parallel, but again, it's very limited. You can get it to some stage, and then what? Job or that?
Okay, and now what's the now situation with Lumaring, with wireless-wiegand? If like our viewers, for example, they want to try some of your products and see it's like it's already on the market, where they can find you? They need contact with you or with some distributors. How it works?
The easiest way to contact us through our website. There is a form there to contact us, and there is a phone there, and we can, if there is a distributor that we have in the area, we'll refer to distributor. We can send demo. We will love actually working with people who are interested and finding out other solutions. So we're looking to build the distribution channel, but we are starting into that.
No, it's classic. When you manufacture, I think you need to focus. Your main focus is like distributor, because
it's a channel. It's the easiest channel to
because
do.
it's. I see some examples like we see Ubiquiti, right? Some manufacturers which create amazing product, and they go directly to end users through own website or even Amazon, but in the same time they like professional B2B product.
Right, and Ubiquiti is kind of, they had a very different approach. When they started, it was mostly
network,
like Wi-Fi access points and all that system.
And then maybe the customers, they say, oh guys, can you create some Wi-Fi camera? And then like, can you create something
they added other industries.
Switch?
Because when they came there, their competition was Cisco. Cisco were very expensive in enterprise type of access points. And I actually, I love Ubiquiti, they're fun, and I was one of the guys that brought Ubiquiti into United States for the distribution channel. And that took, there was a process. And I worked for Ingram Micro, I loved it. It was like an awesome company, really interesting people. I learned a lot because before, for myself, I worked for like a manufacturer, for integrator, and now distributor, and the biggest distributor in the world. It's a different world.
What's the name of this?
Ingram Micro.
I don't know.
Ingram Micro, it's a major
I'm still
distributor.
newcomer for this market, like for North American market.
Right, but Ingram Micro mostly doing the
not only
IT.
security. Okay.
Security was one of the new market for Ingram. That's where I came there, and that was real fun to build a new portion in the huge company with its own great things and some challenges, but that was real fun, and that helped me to understand how distribution works. It's a different world, absolutely. When you go from outside, you have no idea what's happening there.
Andrei, I think it's honestly for me, it's still I see the process of creation of manufacturing security systems products like yours. It's very complicated way. That's why it's still in my head. Like honestly, I can imagine. I cannot imagine myself on your place and how to do this. It's like you need to be really, you and your team. It's like they must be super believers, right? Because it's long way. And of course, it's great that we have some examples on the market that like, okay, like they exist.
Exactly, you see, these guys made it. It's possible.
They give some motivation. In the same time, I honestly suggest our viewers to go to website of your company, LumiRing.com.
LumiRing.com. Please have a look, or Google wireless-wiegand.
Give some feedback, because I think Andrei, like a creator, maybe if you need, you can buy, you can order some products. But I think there maybe again more value, not more, but again it's value to give some feedback when you will do some, when you will read about the products, about like wireless-wiegand, about Lumaring access control system. Give your feedback, what you think like Andrei must update with.
There's always something to update.
Or maybe like cut something, like it's not already like important, you know. Sometimes we offering too much to clients.
We tried that.
But I think it's really like how many years you on the market in America?
In North America, we were like we're about 4 years on the market, but we were quite quiet.
But your experience, like in the security
about
industry, 20 years. Yes. So I think that you when you watch this video and you see that like Andrei, like it's one of this, like most of the viewers, it's with a lot of like 10 years on the market with some ideas, and who chose this really interesting way how like for realize for own realization to create something new.
It's creativity
using new technologies. Passion. So I believe that like these people like you, so they really change the market. Maybe like, and I believe and like I wish that your company in some times will give some like be on some ratings with billions dollars like company. And again, please give some comments on our channel, because we trying to support some like startups, and we're doing some videos with founders, with directors of these companies, which do some review or presentation of their products. So using our platform, they like Andrei sharing this information about their products. So and again, we suggest it to other startups. If you have some good ideas, if you have some good products, and you still not super big company, and you don't have this access through like
huge marketing funds and do this.
Yes. Yeah. So we of course we will talk, but we're open to support such companies and give some place and invest our time, invest our like time of our team to do this some we believe useful content for industry. So from our side, we're trying to make this industry better too. I believe like it works.
It works, and it's amazing opportunity to be able to connect and talk about things, and sometimes getting out of the darkness. Because for Lumaring, we've been quiet for a while. We're getting now much more out. And that was our strategy, how we chose it, because we knew we cannot go right away head and head against some other folks. And now we're not even doing this with wireless-wiegand. We are with everybody. It all works with everything.
Amazing, buddy.
It's fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.